This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Well, hello. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully everyone can see. Back for another trip with Skip. Cousin Paulie, I know you had your vacation coming up. Hope you're having a good time. Thanks for popping in. You drop the link. You can show us the Atlantic City Expressway over there. And Joey Batters, how you doing? We're not going into Manhattan today, Joey Batters, so hopefully we won't need your navigational assistance. But I haven't been on for a while, so I'm sure the computer, the algorithm, forgot who BK Skip was. So I'm going to pull, a veteran move. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes, see if we can get the alerts out, see if we can get the computer working for us again, see if we can get some people in here. Obviously, I've never been in this just for views, just trying to get into views. But at the same time, I was at a point where we were getting about 10, 15 people in here. So I just want to see if I give it a few minutes, if we could at least get those same 10, 15 people in here. Oh, I do remember you, Joey. You were right on point with the actual specific neighborhoods that we were going through in downtown Manhattan. Like I said, to me, down there, it's all either just downtown or Soho or very generalized down there. But you knew block by block. So, yeah, I definitely remember that. And right now we're in College Point, Queens, College Point Boulevard, 23rd Avenue. I just ran into that 7-Eleven. I got myself some coffee. Um, I've had a lot going on over the past 3 weeks. So, YouTube really got put on a back burner. And it sucks because I was really starting to gain momentum. That the last video I did, I don't know, it caught some sort of algorithm a few days after the video, and it hit 1.5 thousand views. So I think just the keywords, the New York City keywords, the driving keywords, they're attracting views from outside the genre. But it sucked that I had to take 3 weeks off and I haven't posted anything in a while because I know it's going to hurt me in terms of the algorithm. Joey, thanks, man. Yeah, we're just going to, again, I'm trying to just get some hours, trying to get back into the computer's good graces. So we're gonna go from College Point to Howard Beach, pretty much. I'll take you up to Mulba. I don't know if you know that really nice neighborhood up Northern Queens by Whitestone. So we'll go through like Whitestone, Northern Queens, College Point, Mulba, like I said, and then we'll wind our way through Queens, maybe 32nd Avenue, 34th Avenue, head over to Bayside. Take side streets through Bayside, and then maybe down to Conduit. We'll do like a big circle around Queens. I don't think I'm going to leave Queens. I've been working all morning, so probably just going to do this loop and then head back to Howard Beach. But yeah, Joey, if you're hopefully you got some patience. I just want to give this just a couple of minutes or two. I remember the past couple of videos I was doing, they were starting off slow. And then out of nowhere, I was getting some views in. So I'm just gonna give this just another minute or so. How long have I been on? 7 minutes and 54 seconds. All right. So I'm in College Point. We got two of you folks in here. I think it's just me and you, Joey. But I'm hoping as we get going. I don't think there's many other people on in the genre right now. I always try to take a look at that first just to make sure, because I'm not really in the position to start competing. But I don't see anyone else live right now. So hopefully people start getting some alerts out. It'll be a decent trip. Yeah, like I said, it stinks. That last video I did got so many views. I was getting some nice pops. Service now. The service should be good today. All right, we're on 9 minutes now. All right, I'm just gonna drop the link in the chat just in case we do have anyone that's going to come on with us. So let me do this. Let's invite the guest. Let's copy the clipboard. We're copied. Alrighty then. Now we got to go over here. Oh, not the private chat. I don't want the private chat. That won't do us any good. So we want to post a comment. And the comment we're going to post is going to be the link. And what I'll actually do, I'll pin that message. Now it should be up at the top. All right. Now we're working here, fellas. Now we're working here. Give it a couple. We'll give it one more minute, and then I'll start this trip. I'll start moving along here. But there's the link for any potential guests we might have. my StreamYard isn't updating. See, YouTube is telling me we have 4 people in here, but StreamYard's only telling me 2, so I don't know who to believe. Yeah, now YouTube's telling me 7. Okay. I kind of just wanted to make sure the computer didn't say, F you, BK. You know, you didn't go on in 3 weeks. We're not going to, hey, Coach, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, Coach? Haven't seen you in a while either. I haven't been around in a while. It's been about 3 weeks now, I was saying. But, yeah, so let's do this. Let's start moving here. Let me get into position. We're in College Point Boulevard. I want to show you guys Malba, this neighborhood named Malba, Malba. It's up in northern Queens, up by north of College Point, just west of Whitestone. Hopefully, College Point Boulevard isn't a disaster right now, which it looks like we got some gridlock ahead of us already. Yeah, but I definitely want you guys to see a little bit of Malba. Cousin Paulie's driving. What are you doing driving, cuz? Wow, look at this gridlock. Mink. Yeah, let's hang at this corner and we'll see if it clears up. If not, I'll go around it. Oh, yeah, no, we're not going to make it through the light. So we'll wait for next light. Again, College Point, Queens. North Central Queens. Just north of Flushing. North of Citi Field, where the Mets play. Adama's favorite American baseball team. Not too far from Whitestone. We'll check it out. Just happy to be back on. You've been in therapy with the shoulder. Yeah, Coach. Good. Good to hear that it's coming along. That time is really the of the essence with those types of things. So just give it the rest it needs. Work it out. Entertainment on YouTube. To rest and hang out. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on. Well, a few days right after I did my last video, I ended up losing my grandmother. So that obviously just out of nowhere. You know, she was a very, 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 very healthy 82-year-old, which today in 2022, you're a very healthy 82-year-old. You know, you should be around for another 15 years. My girlfriend's grandmother just turned 100. So, needless to say, that kind of just put a damper on the past, and will put a damper on the next few weeks. But that started, and it's part of the reason why I haven't been on for a while. But I've been watching here and there. It's different now in the summertime. Everyone's schedule kind of changes up a little bit. School's out. Up here in New York City, school just ended this week. I know down south they end earlier, but we just ended. My daughter's last day was just last week. Hope this camera ain't too crooked. Looks like it might be a little crooked. I'm a little off my game here, you know? Thank you, Coach. Much appreciated. Yeah, my mother's mother. She lives, lived in Marine Park with the rest of my family. I said my entire family never left Brooklyn, never left the neighborhood. A couple of cousins here or there, but we have a small family, and they're all basically still right there in Brooklyn. And it's just like I said, it's not like she was 26. It's not like it's a teenager where it's just tragic. It's not like that, obviously, or a child, God forbid. But again, she was, she was healthy, and that we were thinking she's. I was assuming she had another 10, 15 years in it, at least. So for it to just all, and it all went downhill starting right around Memorial Day. So for Memorial Day weekend, like right around May 24th, May 25th, to about 3 weeks ago, that's all it took. No, it was not the C word. Not going to say it on here. It was not. Had nothing to do with that. Which is what makes you think, man. You alter your entire life for one thing, and then, you know, you don't know what's going to get you. You really don't. Wow, coach. Yeah, I mean, just unexpected happenings like that are just, it just shows that life's not fair. It's really not. Life's not fair. It's too short. You can't make sense of it. Yeah. The good go young, and that's it. Death and taxes. It's unbelievable. So we're trying to get up College Point Boulevard here. I want to show you Malba, which once we get past like 14th Avenue, we'll be fine. We're on 18th and College Point Boulevard here. Lots of trucks and buses on an avenue that are not really built for trucks and buses. Typically, I would hang a right here, which I can't even do. Look at that. That taxi was supposed to stop way back here because a bus turns off of 15th Avenue, so there's a line in the road right below us. Huh, my StreamYard's acting funky now with the comments. I'm gonna have to keep my comments open because Coach, I could see a comment on my phone, but I can't see it on the last comment I see on StreamYard is this one. That's the last one I see on StreamYard. We're asking about Cousin Paulie. Cousin Paulie. All right, we're almost through the extremely congested part of College Point Boulevard. Come on. Yeah, this now is like this considered the residential part of College Point up here from the northern edge of it, northern Queens. Traditionally a very Irish neighborhood. Oh, I got some police activity up here. What do we got going on? What do we got? What do we got on the scoop here? What do we got? What do we got? A little fuzz activity, a little 5-0 skis. All right. Alrighty, let's just keep it moving. Something going on over there. We are going to keep it moving. I'm going to hang this right, head over into Malba. We're going to pass a place called Spa Castle coming up on the right. It was built a few years ago. It's a big indoor. Ooh, I hear something in my tire, and that's not good. It better be a rock. I hope it's a rock. Oh, I really hope it's a rock. Sound, like that sound when you get a nail in your tire? I can hear it. I don't think I'm losing pressure, though. Let me see. Let me check the pressure. I'll keep that up on the screen just in case. And no, I'm not losing anything. But yeah, this place coming up is called Spa Castle. Big indoor, basically an indoor water park. Pool, all types of stuff like that. Hey, Mobland, how you doing? Hey, yeah, and I'm not going to be able to put the comments up on the screen because, again, this is the last comment I see on StreamYard. That's it. But I see on my phone, I see Mobland. Thank you for joining, buddy. Yeah, Joey, it is beautiful today. Mid 80s, not too humid. Beautiful. Love it. Love the heat. This place, Spa Castle, gets busy in the winter. And you're over in Cleveland? Wow. And you knew an awful lot about downtown Manhattan for being over in Cleveland. Yeah, there's this place, Spa Castle, up on the right. I really want to get out and check my tire because it's bothering me. But I feel like if it was a nail, I'd be losing pressure by now. Maybe hear the click, 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 click. So yeah, sorry if I miss any comments. I'm going to close this StreamYard, open it back up. Figure that, Joey. And if you live downtown, it's a cool, very, very cool area to live. I've never lived in Manhattan, only Brooklyn, and now Queens. This individual is driving very slow, so we're just gonna do a little loop. Check out this little passageway here through to this neighborhood. Oh, I have to check my tire real quick. Okay, as soon as we get into Malva, I better window. Oh, wait. Can we get through? Yeah, I can get through. No? Yeah, I can get through. Utility work. The Con Ed out here, fixing the power wires. Big dude. How you doing? All right, I'm gonna show you Malba now. Check out this neighborhood. Malba, Malba, Benz, Benz, Benz. Just check this out. I hope the camera does it justice. It's mind-boggling what's back here. Traditionally had an Italian population. That is the Whitestone Bridge right there. I'll stop and let this guy go so you can see it more. But yeah, basically we're just at the top of Queens right now. You can see the Whitestone Bridge right in front of you. And just unbelievable homes. Unbelievably nice here. I mean, you tell me, does it look like you're in Queens? Look at this thing coming up. I mean, it's small. It'd be nicer here than it is in Howard Beach. This is probably the only other neighborhood, like, besides some parts of Forest Hills. It's a smaller area, though, a smaller geographical area. I'll take you over to the park area, too. It's very cool. Yeah, this is exclusive, high end. Speaking of exclusive, you fellas might have heard on the news. See, in New York City, there was another shooting last night. A woman was killed while pushing her stroller. See, now the thing that's changed over the past 10, 15, 20, 25 years is where that occurred and when it occurred. New York City has always been kind of a crazy place, right? It's always been a crazy place. But you knew if you didn't just, you knew that crime didn't typically happen randomly. It happened in specific places, after sunlight. Don't be stupid. Don't go to certain neighborhoods at certain times. Don't wear certain colors. Blah, 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 blah. But now, see, that was just a woman on the Upper East Side, 95th Street, right off the park. That is considered one of the exclusive neighborhoods in New York City. I think it has the highest income per capita or something. I'm just gonna pull over here for a second. I think it has the highest income per capita in Manhattan, Upper East Side, and that's where something like that's happening. That's what's kind of crazy. I don't know if this my tire's gotta be fine. All right, I'm just gonna keep it moving because I'm not losing any pressure. So we're just gonna keep moving. Um, as long as this guy in the truck does something time soon, yeah, okay. He made a decision. Alrighty then. So this is Whitestone. Marlboro is really just that really little, very exclusive area. Oh, this sound is bothering me. Where's Cuz? Cuz hasn't come back in the chat, Cousin Paulie? Whitestone's also like just very, very nice. More of your standard nice. Marlboro is just out of control. David S. Cameron, my man, how you doing, bud? And thanks for checking in. I think it was like a week or two ago, and you were asking what was going on. I told you I had some things going on, and thank you for reaching out on a comment. But I'm back, so hopefully I'll be back in the flow. I don't know if you had heard before, but that a couple of days right after I did my last video, I lost my grandmother. So it was rough couple of weeks, but we keep it moving. We keep it moving right along, and hopefully I'm back in the swing now of this. So every time I'm out, I'll hit the live button, say hello to my friends. But thank you, David. Uh, so yeah, Joey, you must have been a Manhattan guy. Beautiful buildings and apartments up there on 95th. Bernie Madoff money up there. Yeah, the Upper East Side is exclusive. It's one of the very few. Historically, it was always one of the very few red districts in Manhattan. Um, that's big money. Let's see, which way do I want to go from here? Cross Island Parkway is right in front of us. Yeah, David, that was the deal. I was saying that the algorithm probably doesn't like me anymore much now, but I'll try to get back in it. Feel like I have an advantage with being able to use certain words in my descriptions. I'm in New York City, so that alone gives me a little tagline to use. It's a keyword that the algorithm likes. Let's see, how do I want to play this? I want to end up, I guess, kind of by like the Bayside area. I want to show you that. We'll keep with the theme of the nice neighborhoods. Try to keep you in tree line Queens. Queens is that borough where there's a lot of nice neighborhoods in Queens. Joey. Oh, look at this. To the right is the Whitestone Veterans Memorial. I did not know they put a memorial up here. Let me see if I can turn this camera a little bit. You see it there, right there on the corner. It's a Veterans Memorial. Very cool. Wow. So this is Whitestone, confirmed. 17th Avenue. We'll go down into the 30s, probably 32nd Avenue. Take 32nd Avenue in. Show you a lot of different residential parts. And we'll eventually end up somewhere near Howard Beach. You gonna do it? You gonna do it? I don't know what you waited for, but you did it. Alrighty. So we are heading south now. We're heading south to head east. Willets Point Boulevard here. Big park here on the left, and there's a couple of schools here also. You got to have your speed cameras with the schools. That field needs some landscaping. Man. Alright, we're almost getting down into, okay, Bayside Avenue. Nice. This truck's going to clear up our view a little bit. Perfect. Well, I'm sure some of you are enjoying that graffiti on the back. This is 32nd. Let's take 32nd across. So this neighborhood in Queens, I believe, is called Murray Hill. Not to be confused with the Murray Hill that's in Manhattan. Joey Batters. Because I always thought Murray Hill to be kind of the Manhattan side of the Midtown Tunnel, I think. Over there, right where the Midtown Tunnel will let you out, 30s on the east side. But I tried looking up one time what this neighborhood is right here. And actually, you see right here is Murray Lane, and then there's a Murray Street. So this here is very, very little known Murray Hill. You know, most people, I guess, would just consider it like an extension of Bayside or, extension of Flushing. But also, still just a very, very nice neighborhood. Eventually, we run into Bayside High School. Hey, Maddie, what's going on, buddy? Mr. Marinara. Mr. Alex Trebek himself. How you doing, bro? This park is pretty cool. On the left. Just kind of stuck right in the middle of the neighborhood. We'll do a drive around it. We'll do just a drive around the block so you can check it out. This right here, it's got a pond right in the middle of it, which is under construction. Only in New York. We'll wrap around the block here, just give you a little different view of the neighborhood. Lots of nice, large brick homes for Queens. As Maddie can attest, this more of a Long Island looking area, but it is indeed Queens, right in the heart of Queens too. Yes, please hit the like, as Maddie suggested. We need to get this computer back on my good side. This algorithm. Take you up one of these side blocks here. Two-way side streets. A Queens thing. Very second and 1/60th. We'll check out my. I appreciate that, Joey. Thank you for stopping in, man. Thank you. I have something here I could offer, so not much more I need to add to it. New York City does the job for me. I was actually seeing it again. I know a lot of you have mentioned you watch Action Kid. He's got a great channel, and he had so many views and so many things to do when he was here in New York City, walking around, showing New York City. He basically did a walking, tour of New York City and Manhattan, and mainly stayed in Manhattan. And he just had endless, endless things to do and talk about being in New York City. He went to Miami, which can you blame him? He went in March, I believe, first week of March. Who wouldn't want to be him go to Miami and do it in Miami? But what I've come to notice is that he's basically run out of things to shoot in Miami. And I'm not like, I'm not, trolling him, this, and that. Just observation. I've used a lot of things that I've seen from his channel, from my channel. And he's now doing, live sit downs where he's just sitting in front of the computer, like we know in this genre, kind of just a sit down uh, show, but replaying old videos of his, either old videos of his going through parts of Miami, or even old videos of him going back in New York City. So that just goes to show you that New York City really is unique in the sense that it never stops giving. You can sit on one corner in New York City and have endless content. So as wonderful of a city as Miami is, you can't do that same type of thing in Miami. And you could see it in his views. He still gets great views. I mean, he still goes live and he's got a couple hundred people in before his intro video stops. He's getting 10,000 views on a live, consistently. But I feel like in Miami, maybe in some of those live shows, they're down to like 3, 4, 5,000 views. New York City is unique in that aspect, and especially, and even for, using me as an example, I think out of all the videos I've done, I've only been in Manhattan twice. So where everyone thinks of as being New York City, where you need to be in New York City, that's Manhattan. That's one of the 5 boroughs, and I haven't even done anything in Staten Island, just because I don't know the streets and neighborhoods in Staten Island as well as I do Brooklyn and Queens. But that's going to come because I have to. It stinks too because I was in Staten Island a couple of last week, but I just I wasn't really up to this, so um, I'll be back. So I think we're transitioning now out of the Murray Hill into like borderline Bayside now, because Bayside High School is going to be coming up soon. You'll see the neighborhood will change again. It'll get very nice again. This is the avenue. 201st Street, so we're in the 200 numbers. Adama, Adama, what's going on in the Adama? Alrighty, I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road and assume you guys can be all right in there, right? My buddies, the Bayside High School athletic facility is coming up on the left. So they have a nice big, facilities because they have this whole big field here on the left, and then the school is across the highway. We're about to cross over the Clearview Expressway. So as soon as all this to the left is all their football, baseball fields. This here is the Clearview Expressway running north to south, north to the left, south to the right. We're going east. We're going to go through this light. Perfect. And now Bayside High School. Ooh, they put a stop sign here. Was there always a stop sign there? I don't think there was always a stop sign there. I think that's a new stop sign. This is Bayside High School. Which is not in session as of last week. They just got out. Hey, Adama. Nah, man. I needed a siesta. I needed a couple of weeks. I'm back in it though. I'm back in it. I missed you guys. I've been watching. I've been trying to keep up as much as you possibly can, you know. But I there was so many days where I'm like, oh man, like I want to go live. I wish and I don't know if yeah, Adam, you know, I had a death in the family over and you know, but we're back. This here is a park on the right that's across from Bayside High School. A lot of parks. You'll get that theme. I could even take you into another park. I think I might even do that. Crotron. You fellas might know Crotron. Yeah, thank you, Adam. She was my grandmother, 83, healthy 83-year-old, and just from Memorial Day, around May 25th, she just started not feeling too well, and they just kept telling her it was a virus, it was a virus, it was a virus, blah, 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 blah. Finally went into the hospital around the end, around Memorial Day weekend, and basically there's spots all over her liver and her colon, and her liver was just deteriorating at a pace that couldn't be fixed. So before we knew it, the liver was gone. She didn't want any feeding tubes, or she didn't want any sort of resuscitation. So once God took her, that was that. I'm happy at least though I got to see her. I wish I would have seen her on the Thursday. She passed away on Saturday. My sister called me on Thursday. I was working and said, the doctor said to go see her. Make sure you see her either today or tomorrow, saying either Thursday or Friday. And Thursday, she was still kind of coherent. I went there on Friday to go see her, and she didn't know who I was. And not to sound that, by the way, that restaurant we just passed on the left, highly recommended. Bell Boulevard. This is Bell Boulevard and 35th Avenue. Great restaurant there, right there. When I went to go see her, she had no clue I was, and my uncle's sitting there, my mother's sitting there, and my grandmother loved me. She for some reason, she just loved me. And we all knew it, and we all joke about it. I was the favorite grandchild. She only had two grandchildren, so we had a small immediate family. Anyway, she didn't know who I was, and then, but I'm happy at least I got to see her alive, and I spoke to her, and Saturday morning she passed. But off that subject, we're now entering Crotron Park. I'll take you right into Crotron Park real quick. This is very cool. It goes deep off into the left. There's baseball fields. I've played many baseball games in here. I think a lot of Catholic schools played their games in here. And then it comes up to basically like a little a pond and then a cul-de-sac at the Cross Island Parkway. So you fellas have been on the Cross Island Parkway with me. Hey, Cuban B, what's up, buddy? Let me see if I can. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can pull over. Just get a spot. We got the fellas hanging out over here. They have fishing rods. I don't know exactly what they're gonna be fishing for, but let's see. That's the Cross Island Parkway right there. So this is a cool little hangout. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull over just for 1 second, and I'm gonna check my tire. Ooh, watch out, squirrel. Ooh, I think that was a twig. All right, let's see. Let me see if anyone else is in here also. Adam, yeah, man, thank you, bro. But that's why I wasn't around. I've been around. I've been watching. I've been seeing. I haven't, but yeah, life takes over, and then once the stuff gets put into perspective, you should always kind of look at stuff in perspective. Everyone's perspective is always different. Everything's relative, and perception is reality. If someone's perceiving something a certain way, it's their reality. Um, it makes you think. It really, really, really makes you think. Where do you Brooklyn folks choose a day trip around there? Which coast? So David has Cameron a day trip. We'll go out to the Hamptons, Long Island, which we have to do that one day. We'll do a trip with Skip out there. It's about 3 hours east. If you just go all the way out to Long Island, you could do a Hamptons or you could do the Montauk. Also the Jersey Shore, Atlantic City. People from Staten Island more tend to go Jersey Shore, Atlantic City. People from Brooklyn, even the Poconos. The Poconos is about 2.5 hours. Pennsylvania. So you could be in Pennsylvania. I would say Pennsylvania, Poconos, 2.5 hours. Or, that would be going northwest. If you go straight north, go up into the Catskill Mountains of New York. About 2.5 hours up by Kingston, New York. Uh, People also go up to southern Vermont, southern New Hampshire. People also go. People Not that I know of, go to Boston too often because Boston's a good I think about 6 hours. I My favorite spot for a weekend getaway is Ocean City, Maryland. You can make it there in about 4.5 hours from New York City. I really like Ocean City, Maryland. I like the Poconos too, a place called the Hideout in the Poconos, a private community. But we're always looking for ways to escape because the city. I mean, unless here, if you live in a neighborhood these are exclusive neighborhoods that I'm showing you right now. You need to come up with 1.2 million to buy one of these houses. So, regular folk in Brooklyn and Queens are always looking for ways to escape and get out. Hey, Jovi, how are you doing, man? And Joe, thank you, buddy. Let me just go back in here. I didn't want to miss anyone. Sorry. Thank you for the RIPs. I see Joe and Mr. Looney. Appreciate it. BK, Cuban B, how you doing, man? Let's see what else we got going. Van Cortlandt Park. Yes, Van Cortlandt Park's very nice. Great golf course up there too. I played golf a few times. I'm from Marine Park, Brooklyn, so I'm from a neighborhood that had a park in it. Brooklyn. It's cool stuff. Oh, Joe, I am. That's cool. Yeah, I was in Flushing earlier, and then I head over to College Point, and then we went into Marlborough, Whitestone, and now we're in Crocheron Park. And you know what? Let's let's see if I can see anything. You guys should. I got my earbuds in, but I'm gonna take a quick look out here and see if we got ah ha ha ha. I think I found it. I think. Let me see if I can put it in front of. There it is. That's what was making the noise. I think that was it anyway. Unless there's another one. Let me see. I think that might have been it. What's up, guys? Let's see. All right. I think that was making the noise in there. Oh, Fresh Meadows. Oh, I love Fresh Meadows. Another very nice neighborhood. Queens, man. Queens is, as a Brooklyn kid growing up my whole life, we always had that little rivalry, Brooklyn Queens. Yeah, Queens is whack, Brooklyn. But as an adult now living in Howard Beach and seeing all these different neighborhoods, Queens is quite the borough. It really is. It's the most diverse borough. I don't think it's the most populated. I think Brooklyn still has it on population, but very cool place. No cousin Paulie, huh? I thought cousin Paulie was gonna join us, but he's busy. I know he's doing things. All right. What time is it? 2:36. Let's go. I think I'm gonna wind through Bayside and take the streets, maybe through Douglaston. Um, let's see if I hear this thing now. I think the noise is gone. Yep. I'm just happy it wasn't a nail. Otherwise, we would be fixing flats with Skip here. I'm gonna pull this funky little turn here. We want to go basically left, which is left, which is basically behind us. So it's almost like we're pulling a U-turn, but we're not. Alrighty then. Bayside, Queens. Bowman. You want to hear something crazy, Mr. Batters? Born and raised in New York City, right? I am born and raised in New York City. When I was born, my parents lived in the Bronx. They lived in over by Parkchester, and then when I was like 2 or 3, they moved to Brooklyn. So me, I'm from Brooklyn, my whole life. Um, I've never been to Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. I mean, I've never been to the Statue of Liberty either. Look at this Bentley, right? Bentley on the right, this white right there. Look at that. Yeah. You in the Bronx, but I have to go, so we'll go together. We'll check it out together. I mean, I know where it is. I know how to get there. I've never driven down Arthur Avenue. Never gone there. I've been to the Bronx Zoo. I've been to the Botanical Gardens, which is right over there. We in high school, our biggest rival was Fordham Prep, which played right there, right across the street from the Botanical Gardens. But yeah, we definitely. Another reason why I want to go there. Oh, look at this traffic. This traffic shouldn't be here yet. What the hell is going on over here? Well, it looks like we're gonna have some time to talk here. From what I hear, you could find the best fresh mozzarella in the Bronx and Arthur Avenue, which I have to see myself to believe. I always thought the best fresh mozzarella was in Brooklyn on 14th Avenue. Leone's over there. But then I started just going to La Torre, the pork store, off of Flatbush Avenue and Avenue N. Anyone from Marine Park or Flatlands or Canarsie knows like Aliata Bakery, right next to Aliata Bakery, La Torre, uh, on Avenue N, off of Flatbush Avenue. I think has the best fresh mozzarella. And Cuban B, man, how you doing? Uh, my vehicle, which is not very accurate, kind of just gives you an idea, says it's 91. So if I had to take a guess, I would say it's probably right around 84 right now. But let me close out of this app. Let me go in and give you an accurate reading. 85. I was close. 85. That's basically, once we get up until now, like we really only have two, we only have 2 real months of summer here in New York, in my opinion. I hate the cold and I love the heat. So like to me, like I don't like the fall, I don't like the spring. I like this weather. I don't like when it's 63 and I understand people are like, oh, you could put a hoodie on. No. I like 85 and up. I don't care if it's humid. I like warmth. I like Miami weather. And we get it 2 months, that's it. Because up until now it's been chilly at night. We've had highs if the high during the day is 71. Like that's not hot. Once the end of August comes, you're reverting back out of it. I went down with my girlfriend down to Miami, first week of March. It was weather like this, and then to boot, we drove. So then driving back up, I'm like, you know what? We were checking out on Friday. We didn't have to work on Monday. I'm like, we need to find somewhere else to go. Like I don't want to go all the way back up into the cold. We stopped. It was the first week of March. We stopped in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and it was 75, 76, warm. Like, in the first week of March. Like, that's what I want. Yeah, Cuban B. I mean, I like James Jameson. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping in, James. Personally, Cuban B, I like the heat. I like the heat. The heat, it doesn't bother me. I'm never to the point where like, oh, this is unbearable. Like, I'm just not. Like, I like it. It doesn't bother me. The humidity doesn't bother me. It just really, really doesn't. Lady, go, or else you're never gonna go in. Are you gonna go? You gotta go. All right, you're not going then. She's never gonna make that turn because she's not even looking at me. She's never gonna get an opportunity to make that turn. I enjoy the heat. I am so jealous of Miami weather or Phoenix weather or just hot California Valley weather. I love it. I love it. I would love it. Yeah, James. 71 is scorching. I could never live over there where you guys. I just couldn't do it. To me, New York weather stinks. So I belong in a tropical climate. I absolutely belong in a tropical climate. Yeah, James, I understand. Like, believe me, you know, I get it. In New York, we have seasons. We get it all. I don't know if I don't know if they're defined too well, but we get it all. We get hot and humid. We get decent hot. We get snowstorms. We get blizzards. We get ice storms. We get it all. Oh wait, hold on. Mr. Batters, City Island. I have been to. I didn't read that part of your comment. I was just reading the Arthur Avenue. City Island, I have been to, and I do like City Island. I would go all the way to the place, all the way down at the bottom, the cheap place. And you go in and went all the way down at the end. City Island's very cool. I was actually thinking of that. I was just wondering how much how much the can would do it justice. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna. Hmm, Cross Island looks like a disaster. I don't think I want to get on the Cross Island at this moment. Let's see how bad it is though, because I don't want you guys to sit in stupid traffic. Bad enough I got to sit in the traffic. I don't want to make you guys sit in it also. You know what? You know what? Let's get on this just for an exit or two, because the traffic's not that bad once we get on it, and you can see up ahead, bad traffic's kind of brutal. So Once we get on this merge, we'll take this just for a. You'll see, it'll clear up. We're better off sitting in this for a couple of minutes than sitting in what we were just about to, because at least this is going to open up. Then maybe we'll just stay on the highway. How long have we been on? 1 hour. Okay. Maybe we'll just stay on the highway. We'll do some highway driving because I don't see any traffic. Like once we get past all this, on my GPS, it's looking like a pretty smooth ride towards Howard Beach. So you know what? That's what we're going to do. I don't like to stick you guys just on the highway because, I don't know. To me, it feels like it's just not as interesting if I'm just... It's beautiful, James. Beautiful day here. This is what I wait all year round for, basically this time of year. For end of June to the end of August. Yeah, Cuban B. Well, the funny part is the whole country had a friggin' heat wave. But I don't know. For some reason, I think it was a combination of the ocean, which affects our weather a lot, and the mountains, like the Pennsylvania mountains, that weren't allowing the heat in. We've had a cool friggin'. We've been cool up until now. Like these are some of the hottest days we've had. We haven't taken part in any of that heat wave. It was so funny. Like you see the map of the country, it's like 100, 100, 100, 100, and then like right at Pennsylvania, just kind of like, you're like nah, 76. Like what? Well, but we get affected so much by the Atlantic Ocean. All those blizzards that we have, hurricanes, obviously. Like my very, very good friend up in Vermont, who we're gonna do a trip up there too. We're definitely gonna go up there very soon. I gotta get up there before it gets cold because that's a place you want to go in the summer. But forgot where I'm going with this. Lost it. Yeah, no, very, very nice. Very, very, very clear. Very clear. And I took it off of 1080i. I had it on 720. Oh, now I remember. Up in Vermont, they obviously get a lot of snow, but they get a more consistent, 3 to 4 times a week. They're gonna get 3 to 4 inches of snow, like clockwork. We just get blasted with storms that get fueled by the ocean. That's basically what happens. The ocean acts as a freaking propeller and causes these storms. So if you don't live near the ocean, you have different type of weather pattern. Because there's plenty of time, Vermont, at least where he is, he's not all the way up in the mountains. They don't typically get hit with like a foot or like 2 feet. That typically doesn't happen. Like they're just getting 4 feet today. I'm sorry, 4 inches today, 4 inches tomorrow. Then a couple of days pass, it's cold, nothing melts, and then all of a sudden another couple of inches, and then nothing melts, and it's constant. It just builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up. But here we'll get 6 to 12 inches, but it's all because it's like it's the storm being fueled off the ocean. My mother tells me I should have been a meteorologist. I like the weather. I always catch the local weather on the local news. I always catch Channel 7, Lee Goldberg, 17 minutes past the hour at 5 and 6 o'clock. Libs, but, they're good with the weather. So this traffic here is caused by this exit, which is for the Long Island Expressway. So all the commuters heading out to Long Island are trying to exit right now. Hence that traffic. We are not. We are forging straight ahead. So we're gonna go. Sorry about the wind. We'll do some highway driving. Cross Island Parkway, south. Still in Queens. Taking this down to the Belt Parkway. It's the same latitude as Canada, but we don't get the same winter because James Jameson weather is fascinating. It's so fascinating. And so much has to do with stream and how it's affecting winds. And I could even tell, like, around this area, especially in the summertime, I could tell by, like, if just looking out at the buildings or looking at the skyline, you could tell where the wind's coming from. When the wind is coming out of the north, it's cooler, but it's clearer. It's a lot clearer. The skyline seems like it's so close, or planes in the sky seem like they're so close. When we're getting that air coming up from the Gulf Coast, coming from the south, which is the air that I enjoy, it's the what's the word I'm looking for? It's muggy. It's not foggy, but it's hazy. That hazy. When you're looking out at the skyline on a hot day and it's hazy and it almost looks like it's like a light fog, that's that southern air. Yeah, I could tell even look at that plane, if you could see it in the screen right ahead, it's hazy. You could see it going through a haze because we're getting that summer air today. Past couple of days, the views have been amazing. It's still very clear today. It's a clear day, don't get me wrong. But the weather's fascinating, and New York weather is fascinating because we have the ocean to the right, to the east, and then we have the mountains surrounding us on the left. So, like, a lot of times you'll see, big storms or like tornadoes that'll hit Pennsylvania. Like, they'll hit Ohio, and then they're coming across, and they're hitting Pennsylvania, and then, like, all of a sudden, before it gets to New York City, they start to dissipate. It's because of the mountains. The mountains affect those storms coming left to right, west to east. It's the storms that really get us are the ones that come up the coast, like Superstorm Sandy. It was the one that came up the coast. There is either Lamborghini or Ferrari behind me, and that thing is sick. Or is it just a vet? It's just a vet. I don't know what it is. He's got it. Hopefully he gets in front of us. Old guy. He's got a cigar sticking out of his mouth. Might just be a vet. But yeah. Jeez. Just wish this lasted longer, this weather. Joey, you're right about that, man. You're right about that. I should have just used that as an excuse as why I took 3 weeks off. Can't afford any trips with Skip. These trips with Skips are friggin' too expensive. Yeah, man. Hopefully it's everything seems to be cyclical. So hopefully, before you know it, hopefully we'll get back to some sort of normalcy with the gas prices. But you're right, Joey. These are becoming $30, $40 freaking trips. Then again, I did have to work this morning in Flushing. I didn't have to take this cockamamie route back. So it's a give and take, you know what I mean? If I was leaving the house solely to film this, maybe I would think of it a little differently. But considering the fact that, was it 4 weeks, Adama? No way. Man, you don't miss a beat. You're like freaking Carlos. You don't miss a beat. Shit. Was it 4 weeks? Wow. Well, see, I saved all that gas money. Well, yeah. For those interested, where the Islanders play is right on the left. Belmont Park on the left. You can't really see it from the highway, unfortunately. But Belmont Park right here on the left. And now UBS Arena, home of the Islanders. Okay, beats Russia. I'm not going there, James. Get Vinny Bracco on the line for that one. It's still just fascinating when you think of it. Think of it as like you're in the 8th grade and you got a social studies textbook in front of you, and this textbook is telling you that what we've known to be um, the second most powerful military in the world is doing something to its neighbor. Because this is the point where I'm trying to get to. What exactly are they doing? Because if they just wanted to just take them, it should be pretty easy how that reads in that textbook, right? That 8th grade textbook. One of the world's superpowers, um, second largest military in the world, or second strongest, or whatever. It's them, China, or us, whatever. Okay. Were they really unsuccessful in what they were trying to do, or are they just, has this been the plan all along? Because you're telling me if number 2 wanted to take out, I don't know, number 37 on the list, I don't know. Yes, with a lot of help from outsiders. Don't get me wrong. Missile defenses and the whole 9 yards. But it just seems strange. Like, you're telling me if they didn't want Kyiv, they couldn't take Kyiv? Because of weapons? That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. There's always, okay, one more thing. There's always the thought of you don't want to completely destroy what you're going to take, right? But then again, isn't the idea just to keep NATO away? So what does it matter? As long as there's nothing there, isn't that better than NATO? I'll leave that one at that. Second most powerful machine in the world. Well, who's number one, Adam? Yours, I'm assuming, right? Coach, appreciate it. Keep at with your therapy. You'll be back at it before you know it. Thank you for holding down the 215. I appreciate it. The brotherly love. Have a good one, man. Yeah, David. I usually I try to stay out of but yeah, it's always a topic of conversation here in the States. The gas prices. It's always seen as like a barometer of success for certain politicians, and then again, it's also a market. It's also supposed to be a free market. Uh, it always used to be that OPEC pretty much just controlled the market because they, it's like I think of the old OPEC as Bitcoin in the beginning. What causes Bitcoin to go up and down? Um, Besides the money that's already invested in it. So if someone buys $10 million worth of it, they're now influencing it just because there's no company behind it, right? There's no fundamentals behind it. It's not like a stock where you have the analytics of the chart combined with the company, the fundamentals of the company, what the company's doing. No, you just have a chart, and you have scarcity. You have I don't even know if there's much of a spread between bid and sell. Bid and you know buy and sell, bid and call. I don't know, but OPEC always controlled the market, the oil market, just because they had the most oil, so they can just release the valve, open the valve, close the valve. What's real? How you doing, buddy? Um, they have less influence now, where it's kind of them. It's also Russia, but it's also, or was, the United States. We were producing quite a bit of oil in the past couple of years, quite a bit. So you have a free market, it's supply and demand. Supply and demand, supply and demand, supply and demand. Why is Bitcoin so expensive compared to other coins? Well, because there's a set supply and it's scarce. If you look at other crypto coins, if you look at like Shiba Inu, there's an unlimited supply of coins, non-scarcity. They will never, well, I hope they do, but they'll probably never go over $1 because there's so many of them. Bitcoin, there's so little of them. Oil is a commodity. Oil gets traded like corn, like wheat, like currency, kinda, but it's a commodity. It's based on a supply and demand free market. For some reason, fear always has an effect on that free market. It might not affect supply or demand, but fear. Something happens in the news, everyone's, the market drops. Why? If Apple said tomorrow, we're just going to start dumping Apple stocks out to the world, the stock will be worth nothing. So oil, go back to oil. I mean, what our solution was is in the States, we unloaded a bunch of our strategic reserve. We tried to flood the market, so to speak, in a sense. But we don't really have enough to really flood it, really flood it, where there's just oil coming out of everywhere. And that's our strategic reserve. James, supply and demand, James. Supply and demand. And there's just a constant battle between what's good for a human being and what's good for the quote unquote environment. Because I want to know what exactly it's just very biased, the view on that. It's like, oh, well, we can't do this because that's going to affect that. All right. Well, I can't afford to put gas in my tank. Oh, but your children. Oh, but you've been saying this since the friggin' 70s. And we've gone through 2 ice ages. We've gone through 2 ice ages. Ugh. Where's Vinny? Where's Vinny Brocco? So make sure I didn't miss anyone else. And yeah, I think I saw What's Real. How you doing, buddy? I've been had a few weeks off there. What's Real? Had a death in the family. Had to take some time off, but I'm okay now. We're good. We're good to go. Sorry, I feel like I deprived you guys of your New York experience. I like to bring you here. I like to bring you here a couple of times a week. I saw a few other things some other people did too, where they were out and about showing some things around, and I definitely did miss you guys. Cuban B, I have not. I've been offered a bunch of times. The offers I got originally were in the beginning of the year when it was still cold out, and we all know I am a pansy when it comes to the cold. So I turned down the beginning of the year a few times. No, I haven't. I don't love going to, excuse me, I don't love going to Mets or Yankees games. I just, God, they're a hassle. I've been to so many of them growing up. And now, to be quite honest with you, I'm a Yankee fan. I like the Mets too. Yankees, the City Field, Adama, you got a great team over there, Adama. They just better keep it together. That's a great field to go to. I got a bunch of Met fans that go to games a lot. Yankee Stadium is just a pain in the you-know-what. It's in the friggin' Bronx. There's no parking. And it's not the old stadium. It's not the old place. They knocked the old place down. So it's different. It's different. That was a nice cutoff. But I have the opportunities to go. I even turned down Ranger games, Ranger playoff games. I had the opportunity to go to a couple of Ranger games in the Garden. I don't know. I'm just, I'm not also one for. I'm an anxious person, very, very, a very friendly, anxious introvert, if that makes any sense. I'm the type of person where, like, if I know I'm going to be somewhere where there's like a good amount of people there, I like to be there like first and kind of like be there and like then have other people arrive. It's an anxiety thing. I don't like arriving somewhere with a lot of people and like not knowing, you know, everything that's going on around me and who's looking at me. Like, I hate that feeling of like thinking someone's looking at me and I don't know they're looking at me. Like, if you're looking at me and I know you're looking at me, that's fine. But like that thought of like someone could just be staring at me right now, I don't fucking know. That freaks me out too. So, sporting events overall, honestly, quite honestly, I like going to like Brooklyn Cyclone games, the minor leagues. The A team for the Mets, they're in Coney Island. Um, During the school season, I like going to see college games like St. John's University and stuff like that. I like the type of games where I could just pull up. I like going to my nephew's games. I could pull up, go park, go sit out in the outfield, and watch off in distance. It's so funny. My dad, God, I love my dad. My dad my nephew had a championship game. He's young kid. He plays baseball. So he had a game in Williamsburg. It was 2 weeks ago, and my dad goes with him and his father, my brother-in-law, my sister's husband. They go to the game. They go early, and I let them know, like, yeah, maybe I'll come to the game. I'll meet you out there. I get there, and of course, my dad is sitting right behind home plate, and I'm like, I don't want to make my nephew nervous because he like I play catch with my nephew all the time. He knows I play baseball. He knows. See, I don't want to make him nervous just showing up in the middle of the game. Like, I want him to know, like, I'm there, I'm supporting him, but I don't want to be right there, right behind home plate. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go sit out. I went out to the freaking outfield, right field, and just sat out there, had a cigar, took in the sights. Mobland, my man, Mobland. Hey, Adama, you're a typical Mets fan now, aren't you? You are a typical Mets fan. You're breaking my chops for depriving you for 4 weeks. You're calling Yankee Stadium a dump. We'll see when the Mets, they're gonna get their two pitchers back. I don't even know if I told you this, Adama, or you know this, Adama. The New York Mets have the two best pitchers in the game of baseball, but they are both hurt and haven't played all year yet. I don't even know if you knew that. They have a guy named Jacob deGrom, who is the best, I think. As a Yankee fan, I could say that. And then last year, before this year, they got a new guy named Max Scherzer, who's older now, but has been one of the best. Top. They have the top two guys in the game, and they haven't even played yet this year, and they're still in first place, doing well. But we'll see. Yeah, Joey. Joey Bad is right. Yeah, the McComb's Dam Bridge right over there too. Well, yeah, Cuban being Tampa for sure. It's crazy how Tampa has become such a friggin' hockey town. I mean, you're welcome as a Rangers fan. Sheesh. Started with McDonough. Oh yeah, David S. Cameron. Yeah, Fenway Park and Wrigley Park in Chicago are the two remaining I think the third oldest is in Los Angeles. Dodger Stadium is pretty old. I know Camden Yards. In Atlanta, they just built. They built like a new one like 10 years ago, and then another new one like 5 years ago. City Field, the Met Stadium, City Field in Queens was built the same year as the new Yankee Stadium, 2009. Oh, Mr. Batters, yes. Pittsburgh, the Pirate Stadium is one of my favorites. I remember going down there, staying in a hotel right across the street, and we were able to like watch batting practice. We were able to watch them go out on the field and stuff. And then right before the game, leave the hotel, walk downstairs, walk right over the bridges. They close the traffic to like those yellow bridges that go over the stadium. Awesome. I played with Pedro Alvarez, so he was with them. He was the third baseman with them. And then one year for my birthday, I reached out to him like, "Hey, I'm going to Pittsburgh for my birthday. Maybe I'll see you there." And then he was like, "Oh, I'll leave 2 tickets for you at the Will Call window." I was like, "Nice." So I had some nice tickets to the game for my birthday weekend. I don't know, like 10 years ago, long time ago. I mean, he's my age, and so he was, yeah. I mean, it was probably like 10 friggin' years ago, at least. James built is gone. Yes, it is. Well, the original was gone in what, the 60s, 70s, or they just kind of refurbished it. But yes, the original old Yankee Stadium was torn down. New one went up in 2009. They built it as a replica. It's basically a complete replica of the old place. It's just bigger. There's bigger suites. There's more restaurants. There's more concessions, more bathrooms, there's stuff like that. But it's a friggin' museum. It really is just like a big museum. Yeah, Adam, no, I'll teach you, man. All joking aside, this is, I know we have this little friendly Mets Yankees rivalry, you know what I mean? But baseball is, well, it was always the American pastime. And soccer slash football, non American football, was always the world sport. The world always had soccer, football, and we always had the American pastime of baseball. And then we created that cockamamie sport of American football. Um, yeah, we'll teach you. DeGrom is a beast, QB. Absolute beast, DeGrom. And you have to think, is every game is at an issue. I mean, I feel like starters just didn't do that historically. A starter knew how to conserve their arm. That's why you had relief pitchers. Relief pitchers are the ones that just came in and just gassed out their arm for 1 or 2 innings. Where a starter had that discipline to know not to gas out their arm in an inning. But he is unbelievable. Yo, Adama, that would be a great idea, honestly, as like a non-baseball fan, and I would help you, like whatever, like if you need info or knowledge on that, bro, absolutely. I think you can make that like funny to Americans. Like, oh, look at this, foreigner, following baseball, and he's haha laughing with you just because, what are the chances, you'd become a Mets fan? People would think, the famous teams, you would start following the Yankees or the Red Sox. Um, I, the only reason why I'm familiar with rugby is because my high school had a very good rugby team. They were nationally ranked in high school rugby. The league was odd. There weren't a lot of rugby teams, obviously. Like their division was like, Greenwich, Connecticut High School, and Philadelphia, and like there was a team in, they would spread out the teams everywhere. But my team was very good, and it was the same season as baseball, so I would catch a lot of the games. And we would play at Randall's Park, down underneath the Tri-Row Bridge. And a lot of times we were playing the same days, and we would go over to catch the games. I mean, all the big Irish boys from Rockaway, they had all like the big Breezy Point, the big, Rockaway, the big Irish guys. They were nuts. Nuts. But rugby also shows you that if football players were disciplined, you wouldn't need all these stupid rules with the hitting the head, the contact, all these fancy helmets and all that shit. Well, no. Look at rugby. They don't kill each other. Why? Because they know how to hit. They're disciplined and they know how to hit. They hit the right way. They know if they don't hit the right way, they're going to crack their own neck. So you don't have any leading with the helmet or any of that stuff in rugby because there is no helmet. I think they just have those ear things. Joey, I would love to one time experience that, like behind the home plate where it's all you can eat and all that. But yeah, I mean, I think for an average game, like to have those really really good seats behind home plate, it's just it's hard. I've looked like late in the season, like if you can start to look like around August on the secondary malt market for a game against the Orioles on the Tuesday, and you can maybe get down into the legend seats, maybe for like $300 a ticket, but still, like a date, you're starting at $600. Starting parking, food. I mean, but that was the Yankees' thing, and they also built that moat where they didn't let people down into the lower level. Yeah, so rugby doesn't tackle above waist, right? Yeah, that's why they Brexel break, right? It's a whole. It seems like it's such a, quote unquote violent sport when you watch rugby, but why are so many more people getting hurt in football? It's maybe if they did it the right way. Yeah, Joey, I just put your back in the heyday. I know. Well, you can even look at like Madison Square Garden still sells out every single night, no matter what. Knicks, Rangers, doesn't matter. There's a game in Madison Square Garden, it's selling out. It's unbelievable. When the new Yankees name was good message. Yep, to Savannah play. Yeah. So Joe, okay, I just read your comment now about the back in the day. That's right. It was so empty back there. The moat, they weren't letting people down below, and I've noticed recently that it looks way better on TV. Like it looked bad. It looked really bad. I remember that. Oh, Last Thing Mildred. That name sounds familiar. I have not seen that documentary, James Jameson. I've not seen that. Knicks. You don't like the Knicks either? The Knicks are basketball. I don't know. I won't mind if you don't like the Knicks. All right, let's take you around about the backside of Howard Beach, and then I'll come out by Cross Bay, and I'll end it up by Cross Bay. But we are in Howard Beach now. What's real? If you're here, I know you're loving that. Well, we're gonna wrap around. We'll go up to 84th. We'll take 84th up. Show you a little bit of Howard Beach. This is the north edge of Howard Beach. You got the Belt Parkway right here on the right, and about to come up to St. Helens, the school and church. Adama, it should be in the description of my page. The BKSI guys at gmail.com. BKSIGUYS at gmail.com. But thanks for stopping in, man. Always appreciate it to see you around. It should be in the description in there. Oh, really? Cuban B. Over by Tampa? Obviously, there's some really good teams down there. Yeah, my high school team wasn't that great. I could have. Well, I don't know if you ever heard of Zavarian in Brooklyn. I was getting recruited to go to high school there, but I didn't go there. I went to high school in Manhattan instead. Um, we were okay. Our home field was in Red Hook, Brooklyn, right right by the broken down factory and the projects. Adama. Hey, Adama, as a Mets fan, you don't really got to worry about Tampa, all right? You can leave Cuban B alone. You don't got to worry about Tampa. You're a Met fan over there. You take it easy. What's up, buddy? Adam thinks he's a Met fan. He thinks he's just gotta hate on every other city. All Met fans do is hate on the friggin' Yankees anyway. They don't even care about the Phillies anymore. That's who you should really care about is the Phillies. You guys don't talk about it, it's the friggin' Yankees. East side, friggin' guy. Tampa is dethroned on the ice. We're good for now. The cup's going out west for a little bit. Cup's going to Denver. Coach, I mean that's the history with the Mets. If you just stay, you know, for their sake, you got to hold Buck keeps them in line, But that's been their thing. They could have all the talent in the world, but it's just like they don't have that it factor that just know how to win and can just go into the playoffs winning and since the year with the Cubs, whatever year that was, and they lost to the Cubs. I don't know if that was 2011. And I always forget that coach in 2009. I forget that the Phillies were going for back to back. I always forget that. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the Mets, Adama, kind of have a history of not keeping it together. But they have new leadership. They have brand new leadership. So I think what they're hoping is that that change is going to start from the top. We're on Cross Bay Boulevard, by the way, Howard Beach. Um, yeah, now I'm just driving just to drive. But I'll find the spot. God, I got the hiccups. Jeez. I'm going down Cross Bay a little more. I'll show you a little bit more Cross Bay Boulevard, a little more Howard Beach. Yes, Mr. Batters. Yes. Gino's Pizzeria on the left. The new location for Brothers Ravioli on the left. Still can't believe they actually moved. I kind of just made a circle. make another circle. Right time on the left. I was trying to be nice and not call the Mets. Um, yeah, if you want to go with that, we can do that. You guys are funny. Do you think he's gonna end up a Yankee fan? Yeah, I didn't want to just brainwash either. It's easy to just brainwash into being a Yankee fan. That's not what I wanted to do. And when he was asking, we just happened to be passing City Field, the home of the Mets. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. You guys are funny. Yeah, man, I would say stick with the Mets. You'll be a true Met fan. That's how Met fans are. They don't care. They don't care what nobody says. Met fans love their Metropolitans. That'll be funny if you start rooting for the Yankees. We can get our nice Laro here now. Beautiful. Don't cross. Don't cross. Don't cross. Don't cross. Oh, you're gonna let me go. Okay. Thank you, Paisan. How you doing? Alrighty. I'll go up a few more blocks. I'll pull over somewhere and I'll say goodbye to everyone and run in and do a few things. But I'm happy I got back on. I'm so happy I got back on. Back into the swing of things. So happy you guys came to hang out again. Hopefully the algorithm likes me again. You know, because I definitely want to get back into the swing of it. This is the time of the year for this. So definitely need to, you know, I need to get back into the flow. Got to get back into the routine. Got to get out to Staten Island. Got to get out to the Hamptons. I have to get out to Montauk. There's so many places I need to get at some point this summer. So I'm happy that you guys, you know, came back, said what's up. Still enjoying yourself, I think. And we'll just keep going. Hopefully, just have good more rides. Today was more of like I kept it to the quiet areas. I kept it more to like the tree line, the residential areas. Not too much congestion, not too much traffic. I mean, you can do that in New York City. You can avoid those areas. That's what I do when I'm driving myself. I'm not trying to go right into those spots that are might be better for a stream, but I don't want to deal with that. I go for the path of least resistance when driving, and not in a rush. Um, so yeah, I need to try a couple more things in terms of getting better service for the beach because I want to try the beach again. But I feel like that service starts to get real iffy when I start doing that. So this is actually the old Gotti block. I didn't even realize that I came down it by accident on the left. Second house on the left. It's gonna be the white one, not this white corner house. Actually, didn't mean to do this, but this other next white house on the left with these white bricks. This white van is blocking it, but right there is the old Gotti house. Didn't even realize I was on the block. Um, but yeah, let me find the spot and then I'll say goodbye. They're redoing all these curbs here. They have new specs on what the curbs need to be. They're redoing them all. Let me pull right here on 84th, looking at the weeds. All right, guys. Well, Adam, like I said, always a pleasure, man. If you decide to do that, anything with baseball, let me know. I'd love to give you some info. James Jameson, thank you. Cuban B, thanks for hopping in from Tampa. Always appreciated. Montauk, I know you came in late. Hope you catch the beginning, but I'll be going back on again. No more long stretches like this. Mr. Batters, thank you. Hopefully around next time I'm in Manhattan, downtown. You'll be needed down there. Mobland, my man. David S. Cameron, thank you again for reaching out on that other comment that I mentioned. I know cousin Paulie, I know you're busy, man. I know you're busy. So hopefully next stream we'll get you in here. What's real? How you doing, bro? See what else we got going. Sorry I didn't put any of the comments on the screen either because my stream it stopped comments. Like still this comment from Coach from like an hour ago is the last one on my screen. So that's why I wasn't putting anything up there. I was looking on my phone. Everyone else, Joe McDougal, Mr. Looney was also in here. Anyone else, if I Coach, Matty Marinara hopped in before. I think I caught everyone. But again, guys, thank you for joining. All right. And I will definitely see you soon. I don't know if this weekend, if I can get some fireworks off on a stream. We'll see. If not, definitely back to like a regular work week next week, starting on Tuesday. So, if I don't see you this weekend, then expect a few streams next week, from Tuesday to Friday. All right? I'll see you guys. Peace.